Hi everybody, this is Symphonic Elk and I'm coming at you with my 30th comic book haul, the Big 3-0. Wanted to thank everybody for helping me get to this milestone, and I hope I'll see you at 31 through 50 and beyond. But let's get started with last week's trivia question, the answer, the drawing, and then this week's trivia question and the prizes. Okay. So, last week, the prizes were John Byrne's Next Men, number 21. This is the first Hellboy in color. And just a cool, amazing Spider-Man cover in rain, as people seem to like. And this is issue 43, and the legacy number is 484. So, I asked everybody to send in their answers, and everybody was correct. The famous Hollywood actor who is, well, partially famous for his comic book collection, particularly his very nice copy of Action Comics number 1, is Nicolas Cage. And it turns out that he doesn't actually have most of these comics anymore. When you don't pay taxes, the IRS wants their money, and they're going to get it, or you're going to go to jail. And that is why he no longer has his comic book collection, or much of it. And is also why he makes really bad movie choices. So, good luck in your future endeavors, Nicolas Cage. So, it's time to figure out who is this week's winner. And let me pull up my trusty random generator of names. So we had 26 entries. That's 26 people who got it correct. A Poor Man's Comics, AB Comics, BK210, C. Tormenson's Comic Boys, Daz the Key Chaser, ENR Collectors, Erod 212, Funkoff, Golden Car Comics, Gomez, Iron Monkey, Fist 74, J. Rogers, M. Little, Myra, Rated Raw, Rayman, The Silencer Man, Rogue 121, S. Anderson, S. Durham, SG Comic Collector, Sean Richards, TN, I guess Tennessee Fish Daddy, Walking Jedi, Weapon X Comics, and Weapon X Squall. So, before I do the drawing, I do want to mention, you may not see your YouTube username up here, and that's because when you emailed me, I just essentially pulled the name from what was on the email. So I don't necessarily know the names of many of the YouTube people's their actual names. I tried not to use your first and last name for privacy reasons, with the exception of Sean Richards, because he does that. So it may be your first initial and your last name, or just your first name, or something like that. So pay attention to if you win. So let's see who the winner is. Go to play. All right, 3, 2, 1. And the winner is The Walking Jedi. Alright, congratulations. So, let's move on to what we're going to win or play for next week. And that is another issue of Spawn, because I have a million of these, and you might see that it has $10 on it. I obviously didn't pay that much for it. And Green Lantern number 20. I believe this is the first appearance of Jessica Cruz, and it is a special oversized anniversary issue. Okay, so what is this week's question? This week's question is, what famous comic book author, or at least semi-famous comic book author, was the head writer on the cartoon The Real Ghostbusters? And that is, yes, the cartoon from the 80s. No, not the movie. Yes, we're talking about The Real Ghostbusters, not the Filmation Ghostbusters one, which, if you live in the 80s, you know both of them. Anyway, so again, what semi-famous comic book author was the head writer, or one of the head writers, on the Real Ghostbusters cartoon show in the 1980s? So, as always, please send your answers to elk.prizes@gmail.com. If I receive them in any other manner, they do not count. And please, please, please do not put the answer in the comments, because then it gives away to everyone else until I have a chance to delete it. So, thank you, and we'll get to the haul in just a minute. Goodbye for now. Hi, everybody. I'm back. So, we have quite the haul for you all today, and by we, I mean the royal we. I mean me, Symphonic Elk. So this haul is going to encompass two new comic book days, 2 cons, eBay purchases, and a whole lot else. I did want to note, for those of you who I owe books in the mail to, and that should be A Poor Man's Comics, Rated R, and now from winning this most recent contest, The Walking Jedi. My printer's out of ink. When I went to Target to pick more ink up, they were out, so I will get your books off as soon as possible. I apologize for the delay for A Poor Man's Comics and for Rated R. I will get it out hopefully tomorrow, and that is Tuesday the 12th. So, here we go. New comic book day. For the last 2 weeks, these are the books that I bought, and I am going to go through them quickly as possible. I bought the round number 6, the Virgin variant. This is cover C. I got Walking Dead 180, the Bill Sienkiewicz variant with Alpha on the cover. I got all 8 of the Spawn covers for $286. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which I really like, and 8. All right. Excuse me. Now, moving on to Marvel. For X-Men Red Annual, number 1, I got the Art Adams variant cover. I did get the Marvel Toon 1, The Thing and the Human Torch. The Deadpool variant cover. Really like this one from last week. It's pretty sweet, or from 2 weeks ago. Not really sure. Anyway, I picked up the Jerome Opena variant cover for Deadpool number 1. This is the 1 in 50 variant. Picked up the Scotty Young variant cover, the 1 in 25 for Deadpool number 1. Picked up the Scotty Young baby variant for Deadpool number 1. This is a lot of Deadpool number 1s. And I picked up the Alex Ross, the Immortal Hulk number 1. Moving on to DC books. I got the Joker cover for Doomsday Clock number 5. I picked up Justice League number 1, the regular cover, and I'm actually not sure why Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur is here, but I got that. I picked up the Frank Cho variant for Harley Quinn 43, the regular cover for Batman 48, the Frank Cho cover B for Batman 48, the cover B for Justice League number 1, the Jim Lee variant. I apologize that these are out of order. Deathstroke 32, the cover B, the Matina variant. And I was lucky enough to pick up the Josh Middleton variant cover B for Aquaman Jabberjaw number 1. Alright. So, that was as quick as I possibly could go with those. Well, reasonably go. So what is next on the list? The next books on the list are going to be mostly covers that I think are cool, variant issues, and whatnot. I'm going to start out with DC books, because those are the ones that I had the least of for this haul. So yeah, I went to 2 cons this past weekend. I went to Virginia Con, Virginia Comic Con. Usually it's in Richmond. It was in Fairfax, Virginia, which is near DC. The big draw was Rob Liefeld was there. No, I didn't get anything signed because he charges anywhere from $40 and up for books, depending on what the cover is. So New Mutants 98, it will cost you $80, but a random issue would cost you $40. The line was long, just not worth it in my book. So there you go. So anyway, I went through a bunch of $3, $5 boxes and whatnot, and some $10 boxes, and this is kind of the stuff that I pulled out. So I pulled this out of a $3 box. This is Gotham by Gaslight. It's a tale of the Batman, and I really picked this up because it recently was released, and by recently, probably 6 months ago, as one of those DC animated films. I picked up Birds of Prey, number 121. This is a Joker cover, and I think it's a good one. I picked up Batman 638. Surprisingly enough, I actually had the second print of this. This is the one where Red Hood was revealed. I already had the second print. That's the one where you see Jason Todd, and you see Batman's reflection. So this is the first print. Anyway, pretty interesting. I picked up the Green Lantern Lost Army number 2, the Ben Oliver variant cover. This is 1 and 25. This is Ben Oliver is not necessarily new, especially as a spec, but I do think that he has a good chance of being one of the next really hot artists. So, while you can, I would try to pick up his variant covers on the cheap. I picked up Wonder Woman 30. Speaking of comic book artist who was blown up recently, this is a Josh Middleton variant cover. It's 1 in 10. There's a Wonder Woman and the new and even better Supergirl number 51. There's also 1 in 10. Yeah, I was a little late to the party and had to pay a bit more than I would have normally wanted to for this one. But it's a heck of a cover. Totally recommend picking these up if you can find them for a relatively good price. And then I picked up The Greatest Adventure number 79. This is nothing special. I don't think anything cool happens in it, but this cover is amazing. I love dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are awesome. Everybody should love dinosaurs. I recommend dinosaurs. This has dinosaurs and rockets. And terrified humans, and so this was just really cool. Dinosaurs for president in 2020. Alright, moving on to some Marvel books that I got. Let's see. So I got this Cable and Deadpool cover, and I realized I actually already had it, and I should have looked. The reason I picked this up is the Scotty Young cover art. I really don't care that much for the Scotty Young baby covers, as I've said in the past, but I do like his covers when he doesn't have babies, and this looks really different than his normal art style, so I thought it was cool. I just picked this up out of one of the $3 boxes. It is the Santa Hulk McGinnis variant cover. Like I said many times in the past, if it's got Santa on it or something holiday related, I'm a big fan. This has it. Pretty cool cover. Not really worth anything. I picked up the Punisher War Journal number 6. Just a cool Wolverine Punisher early meetup. Finally picked up X-Women number 1, the one shot. This is the Milo Manara cover. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I picked up Spider-Man Holiday Special from 1995. Again, holidays, love them. Santa Venom, almost as good as Santa Hulk, maybe even better. Picked up the Venom Death Trap and the Vault. This is a pretty rough copy, but it was super cheap. It's got an embossed cover, early Venom series. Seems to be going for a little bit on the internet, so it's pretty cool. Picked up Venom number 1. I got the Mary Jane, I'm gonna mispronounce this, Quinones bubble version variant cover. So you could, this is not an homage because it's just essentially it's an exact cover from one of the early, maybe it's 569, really rare variants that are worth a lot of money. This was done recently. It was done through, I want to say Unknown Comics, but I might be wrong about that. And you could get it with the Face It Tiger, You Just Lost the Jackpot bubble, or you could get it without. It was cheaper to get it with, and yeah. So that is what I got. More Marvel books, and actually all the same one. So these are the Spider-Man 800s that I picked up. I picked up the Mobius variant cover. I picked up the Tyler Kirkham Black Suit Virgin variant. This is one of the customer appreciation ones. It was a cheap store variant, so I picked it up. I liked it. I picked up the Adam Hughes variant cover. I picked up the cheapest one. There were 4 of these. They essentially all looked the same except for slight minor differences. So the rest of them didn't have the trade dress, but they were like different monochrome tones. And I thought it was stupid. But you know, Adam Hughes, big fan. Wanted to get this work, so there you go. And I also picked up the Del Auto variant cover. This is the 1 and 25. It's a shame that they've printed so much of this because this could actually have been worth something, but because they printed so many of them, I don't know if it ever will be. And for something a little bit different, I am going to do my independent titles last. So, first things first is we're going to go through the J. Scott Campbell books that I got, and I picked up a bunch of them. Again, in like $5 and $3 boxes, maybe a couple out of different ones. So I got Harley's Little Black Book. I know this, I said Independence, and this is a DC comp, but I wanted to keep the all the artists the same since I have so many of his books. I got the J. Scott Campbell cover for this, pretty cool. Got the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund presents Liberty Comics #1, the J. Scott Campbell cover. Got Gen 13, the J. Scott Campbell 1 in 10 color variant for Gen 13 #1. This is from either France or Germany. It came out in Europe. It's the J. Scott Campbell cover, so Euro exclusive. Beautiful, beautiful cover. This is a Gen 13 #1. It's one of the variant covers. I'm actually not 100% sure if it is actually a Campbell cover. Can't remember. I can't easily see on the thing. But anyway, kept them together. Got Superman Gen 13 #3. So I showed #2 or #1. I can't remember, months back. So this is the second issue that I own, and I need one more to complete the series. Then I got Danger Girl G.I. Joe #1 cover A, #2 cover A, #3 cover A, #4 cover A, #5 cover A, and cover B for #5. I also got a Vampirella crossover gallery. It's a J. Scott Campbell cover, and it is an early Cyberfrog appearance. Ethan Van Sciver's first published work. And I got Vampirella Lives #3, the J. Scott Campbell cover. Got #1, the J. Scott Campbell cover for Vampirella. So that's all of the Vampirella covers. And J. Scott Campbell ones. Then I picked up Highlander 0. This is a Del Auto cover, one of the older ones. I did pick up Afterlife with Archie. This is the premiere issue. It's a first print. It should probably be in my key issues and not in my cover one, but anyway. So then I picked up some Adam Hughes stuff. This is Bat Babe #2. Amazing Spoof Heroes swimsuit issue, an Adam Hughes cover, #4. Spider Femme #1, Adam Hughes cover. She's 30, flirty, and down and dirty, according to this cover. I got Vampirella Pinup Special #1, an Adam Hughes cover. I got an Adam Hughes cover for Lara Croft Tomb Raider 33, and this is a newsstand edition. So the direct edition has the barcode, but it also says direct edition right here. And I honestly, I bought it thinking it was the direct edition and paid accordingly. I have no clue how much this is worth because it's the newsstand edition. I mean, probably shouldn't be worth a whole lot more, but these things often are. And then I picked up Wizard #1. This is the first Wizard magazine, and it's Todd McFarlane art. And you know, I like everybody else who is my age. I spent a lot of time reading Wizard #1. In fact, C. Woodard did a Blast from the Past look through of his Wizard, some of his old Wizard books. I will link in the description to that video. You should definitely go and watch it. Yeah, so pretty cool. Whew. Now, moving on to key issues. Looking at Independence, I got A Walk Through Hell #1. Alien Bounty Hunter #1. This is the premiere issue from Vault Comics. It's rumored to be in production with Mark Wahlberg in the main role. I got Dark Horse Presents #4. This is volume 2. It's the first appearance of Resident Alien that's also been optioned. I got Alan Moore Supreme Maximum Press 41. It's the first issue that Alan Moore was on Supreme. It's a great run. You should read it. Picked up Megaton #2. This is an early Savage Dragon appearance. This is a cameo. At one point, it was thought that this was his first cameo appearance, but in fact, he has been found to actually be in some earlier stuff. Picked up Rye #33. This is just the last issue, low print run, hard to find of the series. I like last issues. A couple of hauls ago, I picked up Jason vs. Leatherface #1. I wanted #2, #3 because the covers are so awesome. So I picked up #2 and #3. They're so awesome. Then I picked up Scud, the Disposable Assassin #4. And why is this important? This is the first book where Dan Harmon, the creator of Rick and Morty, or one of the creators of Rick and Morty and the creator of Community, this is where he got his start. And the book is also signed by Dan Harmon and Rob Scrab, who is the creator of Scud. They are good friends. Rob Scrab also very influential in Hollywood right now, along with obviously Dan Harmon. Then I got Super TV Heroes, Hanna-Barbera Super TV Heroes. This is the first appearance of the Herculoids, Young Samson and Goliath, Birdman, and Mighty Mightor in comics. So, yeah, pretty cool. Alright, moving on to the couple of DC books that are considered key issues that I bought. I got Batman 700. Have Batman 700. We all have Batman 700. This is the newsstand, so I figured, why the heck not? Picked it up. Picked up the steampunk version of Batman Superman. This is the Tommy Lee Edwards steampunk one, and it is a 1 in 25. I picked up another copy of Batman #40, but what makes this special is the sealed combo pack, and those are obviously quite a bit rarer than the regular ones. And although I don't believe this was a DC publication at the time, it ends up becoming one when Fawcett is purchased. I bought a Golden Age Captain Marvel Adventures for no other reason than I love the cover. It's just a classic Golden Age cover. In this issue, Captain Marvel, he's wiped out by an eraser. So funny. Now, moving on to Marvel books. So, y'all all saw me open this last week. This is just the all-new Marvel Now .1 #1 second print that I opened in the 5 and below, or 5 below, I guess is the actual name of the store. Blind bag, just showing that. Picked up Venom and Carnage #3. Actually, no idea why I picked it up. It is the second appearance of Toxin. I just found it in my stack for some reason. Picked up G.I. Joe, Real American Hero #151. This is a late run issue, low print run. Transformers 68, again late run issue, low print run. Transformers #78 ends at 80, so this is a very late run issue and definitely a very low print run. Picked up What If featuring Spider-Man Other. This is the first appearance of Poison and I guess the first or early appearance of Gwenom, however you want to think about it. Picked up X-Force #21, the second printing. That's because I like second printings, and B, this is the first appearance of Rusty from the Deadpool 2 movie as Fire Fist. Picked up The Punisher #4. This is the first appearance of Microchip. Picked up Night Nurse #4. I now have Night Nurse 1, 2, and 4. I don't have 3. This is a very hard to find. I mean, all the Night Nurses are hard to find. At this point, they had actually colored her hair red, which was something interesting and different. This is the last issue of Night Nurse, or volume I picked up the Avengers, number 32. This is one that's been catching some heat lately. It's the first appearance of the Sons of the Serpent, and more specifically Bill Foster, who becomes the Black Goliath. I picked Marvel Team-Ups, Spider-Man and Daredevil, so this is a really early black costume appearance. It's sometimes people fight over between this and ASM 252. Finally got Amazing Spider-Man number 269, the Adi Granoff variant cover. This is the first appearance of Anti-Venom. And then I was lucky enough to pick up Captain Britain number 1, the first appearance of Captain Britain. And yes, this does have the Captain Britain mask. I've been looking for this for a long time, and was lucky to finally pick it up with the mask. I found it often without, but usually with the mask it was more than I wanted to spend. Alright, a couple more issues and then I'm done. So, first I have Superman and Gen 13 number 2. Like I said, this was now makes all 3 for me. This one is a J. Scott Campbell cover, as are the other 2 that I have. So I have 1, 2, and 3. I did pick up Cyberfrog number 1. This is Ethan Van Sciver's first published work and is really catching a lot of heat. I picked up Danger Girl G.I. Joe number 3, cover B. This is the J. Scott Campbell Baroness cover. Really great. Picked up All-Star Western number 10. The first appearance of Jonah Hex. Picked up another steampunk cover. This is Harley Quinn number 3. It's a 1 in 25, and honestly, I didn't write down who the cover artist was, and that was a mistake. Excuse me. I was lucky enough to find this for a good price. This is Black Panther number 1. This is the Cape and Cowell store variant that was only in the store in Oakland, and it's called the Oakland variant. It's pretty cool. 3 more books. Picked up Tales of Suspense number 48. This is the first appearance of the new Iron Man armor. And so, beforehand he was in this yellow armor, or gold, however you want to call it. Now he's in his classic suit. It's also the first appearance of Mr. Doll. And who cares about Mr. Doll? Nobody. Alright. I picked up a 9.6 of Monstrous number 1. I have a raw copy of this. Do think that this book has a lot of potential, so I found this for a good price and went ahead and picked it up. And lastly, I picked up a 9.2 of Scud the Disposable Assassin number 1, the first printing. Yeah, love this book. Never had a number 1, the first printing of number 1. I've always had one of the later printings. So yeah, I'm really thrilled to have it. So, that is the haul. And it is one heck of a haul. There's a lot of books, especially for things that aren't actually all that great. But I made it through it. Hopefully you made it through it too. And we can all move on to the next one. So, let's go over what we have gone over today. That is first, the winner of the Hellboy, first appearance of Hellboy in color is The Walking Jedi. Congratulations. Please get in touch with me as soon as possible, and then I'll wait a week or 2 to send your book like I do everyone else, because, yeah, I'm busy and maybe a little bit lazy. The question for this week is what semi-famous comic book author was the head writer, or one of the head writers, on the Real Ghostbusters cartoon in the 1980s. The main book that you can win from that this week is Green Lantern number 20, the first appearance of Jessica Cruz. Wanted to quickly touch on the controversy that had been brewing over the last week or two. I've touched on it before. Guys, gals, we're all friends. It's totally fine to complain about stuff. Totally fine to disagree. Probably shouldn't bring people's names up when we're doing it. Yeah, so let's all be friends. That is all I have. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with me. Have a good one. Goodbye.